The collapse of peace talks in Cairo unleashed a bombardment, the likes of which Gazans have not experienced since the start of the war. Last week, the world's media were all over themselves as US President Joe Biden appeared to warn Israel that if it launched its assault on Rafah, America would withhold heavy bombs. Since then, Israel has done just that, and what it intended to do by seizing the Palestinian side of the Rafah border, closing it completely, and sending up to 500,000 refugees northwards. In fact, Israel has done more than that. It has carpet-bombed East Rafah, Jabalia in the north, Zaytun in Gaza City, and all but stopped aid going into Gaza through the closure of Rafah. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has called Biden's bluff, and true to form, Biden's threat proved to be bluster. Biden has done nothing. The only thing he has said is that Hamas is responsible and could have had a ceasefire tomorrow. This bears no relation to the facts. Negotiations with Hamas broke down over Israel's determination to keep on prosecuting its war after all the hostages are released. If the issue was the hostages alone, a permanent ceasefire would have been agreed months ago. It is Netanyahu's determination to keep on fighting until he gets Yahya Sinwar's scalp that is prolonging this savage onslaught against the Palestinian people of Gaza as a whole. Of course, this is what Netanyahu wants to happen. He and a clear majority of Israeli Jews want the human cost to be as high as possible, and say so unambiguously and repeatedly. The latest poll found that 73% of Britons support an immediate ceasefire, and 55% are now in favour of ending UK arms sales. Chris Doyle, director of the Council for Arab-British Understanding, said the findings show that both the government and the Labour leadership lag sluggishly behind British public opinion by failing to take decisive actions needed to help bring the horror we see in Gaza to a swift end. This puts the current Foreign Secretary, Lord Cameron, in a position of King Canute, trying to hold back the waves. Cameron has been even worse than Biden, if that is possible. He said cutting arms to Israel would strengthen Hamas, and castigated the BBC for not calling it a terrorist organisation. Under Cameron, Britain has now become fully aligned with the most right-wing government in Israel's history. Like Israel, Britain only wants this war to end when Hamas is destroyed. As this war aim is unachievable, Britain is in effect supporting the permanent reoccupation of Gaza. Like Netanyahu, Cameron ignored the death of the British-Israeli captive Nadav Popplewell, who died of wounds sustained in Israeli bombing. Cameron has been silent too on the closure of Rafah. For the second time in this war, Biden and Cameron are giving Netanyahu a clear green light to continue this war as he started it. A war clearly and indisputably targeting the people of Gaza as a whole.